Good morning and welcome to our adult story time this morning. We're glad you could join us today. The stories for December are being taken from the book Christmas is Coming, and it is a book of traditions from around the world written by Monkia Utnik-Strugala, and today's story is entitled Tomtar, Tio, and the Boats. The Christmas tree is definitely the most popular seasonal decoration, but it's not the only one. See what other ornaments appear in houses around the world. In Sweden, the straw julbok goat, which we read about last week, is accompanied by gnomes dressed in gray, called tomtar. They wear hats pulled down over their eyes with only their noses sticking out from underneath. Long ago, people believed the tomtar helped with minor household tasks, and so on holidays, the housewives would leave them a bowl of groats to say thank you. Another kind of popular Swedish decoration are illuminated paper or plastic stars. They refer to the Star of Bethlehem, said to have guided the three kings to the stable. They're hung in the windows so that, like the original star, they can show travelers the way. The first of these stars appear around 160 years ago in the German town of Herrnhut. It was made by P.H. Verbeek, a math teacher, for his geometry class so his students could understand what spatial figures looked like. In time, the 25-point paper stars stopped serving as study aids and became Christmas decorations. On the first Sunday of Advent, Mr. Verbeek's students decorated the school and their houses with them. Mr. Verbeek improved the design of his stars until finally he founded a manufacturing firm, which still exists to this day and is named Herrnhuter, and began to export paper decorations. This was how the stars made their way to Sweden, where the number of points was reduced to 5, 6, or 7. In America, the essential Christmas decorations include stockings hung above the fireplace. Santa Claus puts the presents inside them after squeezing his way down the chimney. The custom was begun by St. Nicholas of Myra. One day he decided to help 3 impoverished young women by giving them some money. By chance, they happened to be drying their stockings about the fire, so the gold coins fell inside them. Nowadays, the children's names are usually sewn into the American stockings so the gifts will go to the right recipient. As well as stockings, snow globes also appear in American homes. They gained popularity in the late 19th century thanks to an Austrian named Erwin Perzy. He was working on a special lamp for surgeons to provide the ideal lighting for operating theaters. One day, he dropped some tiny specks of aluminum into a bottle of water. The specks reflected the light, and they reminded him of snow. So instead of a lamp, he decided to make a Christmas decoration. Soon, he founded a factory and started selling snow globes all over the world. The Americans liked them best. Importantly, the residents of the United States decorate their homes not just on the inside, but the outside too. They're experts at illumination. They deck the trees and the fronts of buildings with Christmas lights. And as if that weren't enough, they put inflatable figures of Santa, angels, and snowmen in their front yards. In Greece, where the sea plays a major role in the life of the local people, models of boats trimmed with lights take the lead. In private houses, they're tiny, but in the city centers, they're life-size. They're a reminder of the fact that after the birth of Christ, the world became entirely different, like a ship taking a new course. On top of that, the Greeks hang little bells above the fireplace, which are there to warn them if naughty little goblins appear in the house. These cross-eyed, misshapen figures never harm anyone, but they get up to all kinds of mischief. They spill the flour, bathe in the olive oil, and make the milk go sour. In the Spanish region of Catalina, the Tio de Nadal is popular, a log that's hollowed out in the middle, with a funny face painted on it and a red cap. Through the successive days of Advent, the log sits at the table with the family and is fed candy. Finally, on December 24th, the children carry it under the Christmas tree, cover it with a blanket, strike it with sticks, and sing, "Little log, do a poop." Then they take off the blanket and candy spill out of the log for the children to gobble up at once. And that's our story for today. We hope you enjoyed it. It was entitled Tomtar, Tio, and the Boats. Join us again next week as we look at another story in our book. Until then, stay healthy, be safe, and have a wonderful week.